A very good evening and a warm welcome. And today's discussion, a special interview today with a very honorable guest who is most recently former Cabinet Minister of Foreign Affairs from 2007 to 2010, Enterprise Development and Investment Promotion Minister from November 2005 to January 2007. And he was also Advanced Technology and National Enterprise Minister from 2004 to 2005 and Minister of Industries 2001 to 2004. And the introduction needs to go on no longer because we have Mr. Rohit Bogolagama with us. A very good evening to you and warm welcome, sir, to National Television.
Good evening to you. Thank you.
And today's discussion, we thought we're going to focus on a topic which has been currently discussed all around the world, containing Sri Lanka. And we've been talking about the Geneva Resolution, we say the US-backed resolution, and we thought that it's most apt during this period of time to shed a little bit of light on the true situation behind the resolution to be passed or which has yet to be brought against Sri Lanka. Sir, if you could shed us a little bit of light, what the resolution exactly contains?
In fact, basically, Indura, it's like when you want to know your time from someone, it's like the party concerned borrows your watch and reads the time to you. What the US is trying to do is exactly the same operation where Sri Lanka is concerned. We had the LLRC report. Findings were announced late December. President has already been extremely transparent in relation to the findings. Table it before Parliament, and today we find the US moving within 2 months a resolution demanding the implementation of our own findings contained in the LLRC report. Now see the similarity in terms of what we are trying to do against what the US is trying to push us to do. I mean, this is what basically in simple language what we intended in doing is today being taken to an international forum, that is UNHCR, and there is an agenda item on Sri Lanka in terms of a resolution being moved, and this resolution has gone on a very divisive course in terms of our international relations. So many friendly countries of Sri Lanka, traditionally extremely close to us, are now today getting swayed by various other factors, and Sri Lanka is being put into a very challenging position. Now the fairness of this resolution, on the substance of it, I see there is no major issue because what we intended in doing they are asking. I think I must quote here what the US Permanent Representative Geneva has been quoting, and also here are the very words. The American Embassy to the Human Rights Council said that proposed resolution was exceedingly cooperative and collaborative in spirit. Now that's the way that they are terming it, as it's a very friendly resolution, but built inside are so many factors where sometimes we can't agree, sometimes we have to take time in order to decide in terms of our Sri Lankan agenda. That's how we had to look at every aspect of implementation. Now there's a good response given by our colleague and also the leader of the delegation, the Minister Mahinda Samarasinha. I must quote that here. What he says here is, Mr. Samarasinha said, "It's time to make progress in rehabilitating the war zone and not pressure from abroad or a redundant resolution at the council." Now, we need time. I mean, this had been said over again. The world has understood the time we were fighting the terrorists. I had gone around the world and had explained the need for us to counter terrorism. And His Excellency Mahinda Rajapaksa, being the President of Sri Lanka, got a mandate from the people in carrying out this effort, the humanitarian operation, and freeing the Tamil people that were virtually entrapped by the LTT, and freed them, and we countered the terrorism threat in Sri Lanka, and that has now been eliminated. But terrorism in terms of Sri Lanka soil is over, but terrorist operatives overseas have still continued to have their presence, and it has been demonstrated today that they have got into the certain quarters that matter, to the extent of taking Sri Lanka before an international platform, a forum, and getting Sri Lanka to implement our own findings, which we have genuinely addressed in a very independent panel of experts, commissioners, appointed on the Presidential Commission Inquiry Act, and thereby, without allowing us space and time, room to carry that through in terms of our domestic responsibilities, now they are trying to supervise our implementation through this resolution. So thereby, still the resolution has not got across in Geneva at the moment that I am speaking to you here for this recording, but whatever way it's going to take, we have to be mindful of the fact we are having a domestic agenda to fulfill. I think the President has gone on record in saying that, and we must also continue our responsibilities by the people of Sri Lanka whilst protecting our sovereignty and territorial integrity to pursue our international pursuit in terms of engagement and working in terms of agenda that suits Sri Lanka best.
Well, sir, in terms of fairness, as Egypt, speaking on behalf of the non-aligned nations, said,